What's up, guys? Here is my quick prediction for the Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker fight, the boxing fight that's happening this Saturday, and it's a pretty important heavyweight boxing fight with a lot of stakes on it. And it's a pretty good stylistic matchup, so you might actually see a really good fight here. When we go into Anthony Joshua, he is the prime example of a textbook heavyweight fighter. Everything he learned from day one in boxing, he's kept it with him all the way till now. Traditional stance, hands up to the face, always sets up things with the lead hand first and ends it with the lead hand, which is excellent to be able to end your combinations while being able to defend shots after the combinations. When you end combinations with the power hand, you're more exposed afterward. Joshua also has big power. He is extremely fast for his size, and he's tough. Now, his chin doesn't seem to be the best. I don't think it's bad. A lot of people are knocking him for having a glass chin, but I don't really think it's that bad because he's in the heavyweight division. He's getting hit by the hardest hitting boxers in the world, right? So it's enough for a heavyweight division, but his recovery and his heart has shown in the Klitschko fight. Joshua's also really good with his tight shots. Whereas Joseph Parker will sometimes throw lunging punches and wider punches, Joshua always stays in tight even though he has that long reach. The long reach, he usually uses it with the jab to step in so then he can follow his combinations with these tight shots, and the opponent usually gets overwhelmed by that. Even Klitschko got caught by the uppercuts and all that kind of stuff in the pocket. A hole that I see in Joshua's game is hand fighting. When opponents are trying to parry his lead hand and all that kind of stuff, he's a little bit susceptible to that. Like you saw in the Klitschko fight. Every single time, or just about every single time, when Klitschko went to parry down the lead hand of Joshua to open up his power hand, he almost always landed that strike. But Klitschko does have a very long reach. Whereas in this case, Anthony Joshua is going to have a 4-inch reach advantage over Parker. So I don't think it'll be as effective for Parker, but I could see that playing it to his game, especially for that right overhand he likes to throw sometimes, and a long lunging right straight. And another thing about Joshua is one of the best boxers in the world early on. So from early to mid rounds, he starts to fade off after that. And Parker has shown not to have the best cardio as well. So you might see a feeling out process in this fight. Or you might see some strategy on when to explode, which rounds to take off, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be really interesting. And then we go to Joseph Parker. Parker has speed, man. Speed and a chin. Those are his biggest attributes. He's not the biggest puncher, but he's enough to knock out anybody, right? I think he's going to be one of the only boxers in this division that I see right now that's going to have a hand speed advantage over Joshua. He lunges in on shots. He's really good with the jab, triples up on it to measure the distance for the right hand. Always looking for the right hand. A lot of confidence in that right hand. And when he jabs in, he's so fast at coming in behind it, he catches opponents off guard by how much ground he covers for the right hand. After that, he usually likes to just blitz on the opponent, just rapid punch combinations. Now, we all know that Parker has a very good chin. But the thing about Parker is, his footwork or his entry, if it's not behind those jabs, he will get off balance sometimes. He will overcommit, overextend many times, like you saw in his fight with Fury, running right into the ropes, right past Fury, and that is gonna be very scary to do against Joshua. If he's overcommitting like that, he's gonna get caught with those tight punches, because Joshua's like a brick wall. He's very defensively sound by blocking these shots, and when you overextend with these very obvious entry shots, you're going to get countered for it. And that's a big thing what I see it's going to probably happen in this fight. Depends on Joseph Parker's strategy on if he's going to take the first few rounds off or something like that. But whenever he commits like that, I see him getting countered hard for it. And even though he has a good chin, I don't think he's going to take too many shots like that from Joshua. So my prediction for the fight, I'm going to go with Anthony Joshua. I could see this being a hard fight. Joseph Parker is going to go right at him, I think. But I think the power of Joshua, just how technically sound he is and how textbook he is, I don't think these wild shots, these lunging shots are going to catch him at all. He could do what Klitschko did, parry down the lead hand and throw it, but he has a 4-inch reach disadvantage here. And it's going to be much harder to parry the shot without running into Joshua shots, you know? So I'm going to go with Joshua. I'm going to go by a 9th round TKO. It's a lot harder to predict which round in boxing, but I'm going to go with a 9th round TKO. So that's my prediction, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the prediction. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe. And leave a comment below who you guys think are going to win. It's a pretty big boxing fight. There's nothing else going on in the combat sports world. This is a pretty interesting fight to look at. In my next video, I'm going to make a how to beat a fighter video regarding an MMA fighter. So that's going to come out probably by Sunday or Monday. So be on the lookout for that. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.